Hello, my friends. So I have the last week of the train ride in Stones by Shelley. And if you don't know what that is, check out our group Stones by Shelley. And we're doing a fun little chain ride that goes all month long. And each week you paint a different rock. So I'm starting out with the Santorini stone from Shelley, Clark Sizemore from Stones by Shelley. And I did a base paint of just white with one little drop of burnt sienna in it, just to give the rock almost like a board game look. Like, instead of it being white, I just wanted it to have a little tinge. So now I'm sketching in everything that I'm going to be putting on the rock. So this is Strawberry Shortcake Berries to Market is the game that I'm doing. And there will be a post of the board in the main post that I will be posting in the group. Right now I'm drawing just a little pathway. And the little fence thing that I drew up on the top right is a section from the board game, or from on the board. So it's just like a little fence. I just took a few pieces that I wanted to take from the board and kind of designed out my own rock. So now I'm doing a little strawberry basket. And it may not stay this way necessarily, but I'm just kind of sketching it out to give me an idea of where I want to start. Now this is actually, I sketched this picture out on a piece of paper when I was making my plan, and it came out so good that I didn't even want to try to re-sketch it. So I'm going to post this as a traceable in the group. So this, I did sketch this out on my own on a piece of paper. And I just decided that I was going to trace it because I didn't think I could do that good again. So this is just Strawberry Shortcake with her kitty. And it's a little wheelbarrow with strawberries in it. Now, as far as the requirements, there are several characters on the board, so you don't have to do Strawberry Shortcake, but you have to do one of the characters and one of the pets. So each character has a pet. So you definitely will have to do one of the characters, one of the pets, and then you're going to need strawberries, because this is called Berries to Market. And so you're going to need strawberries. And I'm going to say 6 strawberries is what you will need. And then you'll need another, like I did Strawberry Mountain up at the top left. There's also a strawberry house kind of thing, and there's a couple other things on the board that you can choose to do if you don't want to do this, if you don't want to do Strawberry Mountain, but you have to do one of the main attractions. And so, like, I would say either the house or Strawberry Mountain would be the biggest attractions. Now I'm just kind of drawing in some flowers. And so I'm starting out, because this is a mixed media piece, I'm starting out with Posca pins in blue and purple and green and red. And these are size 3M. So I did that all in the pattern, and so go ahead and do that all the way around the board in that same pattern. And then in this little square, I'm adding a ladybug. If you look at the board, there's ladybugs on the spaces all throughout the board. So I threw in a ladybug on one of the spaces. So now I'm starting off with a little bit of the burnt sienna with white, and I'm starting to color in that little wood fence. Now I wasn't real crazy with how that first color came out, so I added a little bit of the oh, it's the other sienna that's a little bit less red. And so then I went ahead and painted all of that in that new color that I used. And then I'll let that dry and I'll put a second coat on it. So I dotted the little yellow middles of the flowers. And now I'm using that same color that I also added a little bit of yellow into because I wanted it to have more of a raw wood look. And I'm doing the second coat on the fence. So you're going to see me pop back and forth the whole time, just because I'm letting a layer dry. So now I took some quinacridone magenta and I added white to it and made a pink. And I'm just going to color all of that bottom part in because the top is going to have like a whipped cream top. I'm coloring in the strawberry. And that'll need a couple coats also. So now I'm just kind of making a little pathway kind of thing from Strawberry Mountain to the fence. Not really a pathway, but just some movement. I'm putting a second coat on the basket and coloring in the strawberries. And I'm just using the Posca pen for all the strawberries. Now I've mixed a little bit of the red and a little bit of the pink together. And I'm starting to color in parts of her dress. So I wanted a color that was different from the strawberries and different from the mountain. So that's why I went ahead and just mixed those two together. And I'm putting a little bit on her hat. And adding a strawberry to the top of the hat. And now I'm going to color in the kitty. And this first pink that I'm not crazy about, so I go in and lighten up that pink a lot more. And I'm still using magenta, quinacridone magenta, but it's just lightened up a lot with white. I'm just coloring the kitty in. And now I'm outlining the strawberries because that's dry. Sorry, I'm off screen a little bit. I'm just outlining. And then I'm going to start off with, I mixed some yellow green with just a tinge of brown in it to start the color on the wheelbarrow. This is going to be your first base color. And you can do whatever colors you want. You don't necessarily have to follow my colors. But this is acrylic. So now I've used Posca pens and acrylic as my mediums so far. Now I'm taking white, just plain white, and coloring in her hat. And I'm going to color in the top part of the whipped cream on top of Strawberry Mountain And I was wanting that white to show, so that was another reason why I painted the background with just a tinge of color, so you can actually see the difference in the white. And I'm just adding in all the little bubbles, or white whipped cream. Colored in the stripes on her socks with a green. And I'm coloring the front part of her dress in white first, and then I'll go back and put designs on it. So I'm basically just putting a base, and then I'm going back each time that white dries on the mountain and giving it more paint. It takes about 3 or 4 coats to really get it covered. So now I'm going back over the kitty again. Outlining the fence. I am using a cactus pen for the outline. It's really good about doing a nice fine outline. So I added a line at the top so it looks more three-dimensional. And now I'm adding little white lines in just to make it look like wood. And I'm just being real random about the lines. Now I'm taking watercolor and I'm going to do her face, and it's just a skin color, and her hands. So that's my third medium. I'm coloring over the white again. Now I'm going to line out the strawberry basket. And then I'm also adding some white lines just to give it some personality. And then I'm taking a darker brown and just kind of feathering in a little bit of that darker brown in between each little section to make it look like a basket. And so now I am going to work on the wheelbarrow, and I'm just painting in the top, or lined out the top. And now I'm taking the brownish yellow and putting in some lines. And then I take the brown and put in a line next to that. So I'm basically making the slats on the wheelbarrow, but I'm just doing it by using lines. And I'm outlining the edges. Now I'm taking white and adding another line, and you can kind of see it starting to come together. Outline the strawberries and the hat. And outline her face and the dress. Now you want to make sure all of this is really good and dry before you outline it. This rock did take me several hours, so I know that it's like 29 minutes, but long, but it didn't take me 29 minutes to paint it. So there were times in there that I let that dry, and then I came back and outlined. Now I used a 1MR and just dotted her eyes with the Posca, and now I'm coloring in her mouth and the bottom part of her nose, and then I'll shade the top part of her nose in with a lighter color and to really bring her nose out. And now I'm giving her some blush, and I'm just using that original color that I painted her dress with, but I'm using a dry brush and just kind of dotting it on her cheeks. So then I did the little designs on her dress, which is like little upside down V's, and then I lined them out with the cactus skin. Now I'm adding some freckles, and I used the burnt sienna for that. Put a dot in her eye, a white dot. And then I'm taking some dark brown. I mixed my brown with a little black, and I'm coloring in her hair. Just like little long square lines, or not square, rectangle. Now I'm adding some white mixed with a little bit of black to make like a gray, and I'm just shadowing in the whipped cream. And now I'm lining out the whipped cream around the bottom and the top. Now I'm drawing the little stem on the strawberry on the top, and the leaves on the strawberry basket. And her little hat needs some little tiny strawberries. And I just kind of dab the side of the brush on the hat to make those little strawberries. And then I'm taking a little green with a real tiny fine liner, and I'm just kind of putting a little X in there to make it look like the strawberry has a top. Now I bled my Posca pen out to do that green. Now I put a heart with white on the fence, and then on the inside I'm just painting black. Now I'm going to do a sun, and I'm using my 1MR in yellow. I draw a circle first and color it yellow. And then I take my pale yellow and I do the little sun rays on the outside of it. And then I bled the pen and I'm coloring in the sun rays with a brush. Now I'm outlining the cat, putting the little sew marks, the little threads. And I got some of the lines a little thick, and you'll see me go back in a minute and fix those. And I'm just adding some highlights. There, I'm fixing the lines. Fixing the eyebrows. And now I'm going to line out the top to the strawberry. And I'm just using a dark green, like a sap green, for that. So I'm still putting some lines in, just giving some movement from Strawberry Mountain down to the fence. I was just using a really watered down black to make it look gray. And now I'm using the cactus pen to go over the pencil marks on the flowers and outline everything on the flowers. And now I'm going to be doing some green vines. And I'm using the sap green watered down, because the sap green is like a thick paint. It's a heavy body. So you got to use a lot of water with it. So I'm just drawing a bunch of strawberry vines in with a really fine brush. And I'm just coloring in some grass now. And I'm being real sporadic about it. Just all the way around Strawberry Shortcake, she's going to have grass. There we go. I also added some leaves onto the strawberry vines. And now I colored the flowers in white, and then I added some little lines for accents. I'm dotting in the seeds on the strawberry. And I'm adding more vines onto that top flower. Little leaves. And I'm outlining the sun. And I'm using the brown, the dark brown that I originally had. And I'm lining out the inside of the sun. The little face part. And drawing in the eyes. And I made it so that it looks like he's looking down. And I'm giving him some blush cheeks. And now I'm coloring in parts of the ladybug. Now I'm adding seeds to the strawberries in the basket. And then I'm doing some white dots just for accent and sparkle and shine. And now I'm adding the lines into the leaves with a lighter green and a darker green on those leaves. And then I'm adding in the tops to the strawberries in the wheelbarrow. I used a dark green, and then I'm going to go back and accent with the light green. Adding in the seeds. And I added a little sticker of a turtle. So I actually had two pets on my board. I added a sticker of a flower, and then I was like, no, I don't like that. So now I'm going to do a tattoo, which is another mixed media item. And this is a butterfly. And you just take the little plastic off, put it down, and then wet the back really, really well. And you just keep working it until the back comes off. And you have the butterfly. And this is just a couple of little flowers that are also tattoos. Since this is a mixed media rock, I wanted to try to use everything that I had available. So the 3 flowers were too hard to put on, so I had to cut one of the flowers off and do it separately. I'm going to grab a drink real quick. So I got those put on. And now I'm going to outline all the little spaces on the board. And then I wrote out Strawberry Land in pencil first, and I'm going over it with a pen. Now I'm adding some strawberry stickers. Just for fun, because it's mixed media. And I'm just adding vines around the stickers, so it doesn't look like they're just out there in the middle of nowhere. Adding a couple of leaves. Putting the lines in the leaves. And now I'm going to add grass around the flowers with a really fine brush and the green again. Now I'm adding some grass around the fence. Anywhere that I thought some grass would look good, just to fill in the board. Now I'm taking some glitter. This is the glow-in-the-dark glitter. And I'm adding it to all the whipped cream parts. And then on the magenta, I added Sherbet Kisses. And on her dress, I'm adding the strawberry liquid gel glitter. And on her hat, I'm basically just adding some sparkle here and there. Now I'm adding some yellow Sherbet Kisses onto the sun. And then I'm taking the, I can't remember the name of this liquid gel, Hyacinth, I think is the name of it. And I'm putting that in to make it look kind of like clouds. But you can use any glitter that you have to do that. I'm adding in a little more grass. And right here at the end, I almost forgot to color in her shoe. So I'm using my brown that I used for the fence, and I'm coloring in her shoe. And then I'm going to add some details onto it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you give it a shot. I hope you have fun with this last week of the train ride. And it's been a great, fun ride. And I appreciate you watching. And I hope that y'all have lots of fun this week. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye-bye.